Can Rants number 12. Yeah, guys, it's happening. Finally got around to doing a Can Rants. Now, I'll watch the news, read the news, look around my life, and I'm like, that thing's really stupid, or that person's a fucking asshole. And then I think about it, I'm like, that wouldn't make a good Can Rants. And I do this all the time. I'm always thinking of more Can Rants, because that's what all of you people really want. That's my most successful series of videos here, or my Can Rants. And who do I have to rant about? Well, I'll preface this. So, I have an extensive collection of trades and graphic novels and novels. I have just a ton of stuff. And back in the day, when I was the only person who could drive out of my friends, so I'm talking near the end of junior year, going into senior year of high school, I was the guy who got the comics. Like, I got the trades. I wasn't into the single issues yet, but I was getting the trades, and I could drive and get stuff myself. And so my buddies and me would go to like comic places or just whatever and buy stuff. This is getting towards near the end of senior year. But I was always known as the Walking Dead guy at school. I always was up to date on Walking Dead, like trade-wise, not single issues. So I got into the single issues. Well, there's videos of me talking about the single issues. But back in the couple years ago, I was just really into Walking Dead. And then I got into other things as well, but Walking Dead was my life, essentially. Star Wars had gotten stale around this time. This is right around the time in Star Wars, my Star Wars fans, Legacy had Vector had happened, and I was just done. When Vector got collected and I finally read the whole thing, I was just very bored of Star Wars. I kept up with Knights of the Old Republic, and that was about it. And this gets into the whole collecting thing. So I'm going to rant about myself and my lack of collecting things, or finishing a series. So, for instance, I've been collecting all the Star Wars trades and stuff. Well, fuck. I should have collected Legacy and Dark Times when they were coming out, but I fucking didn't. I just focused on buying everything that was new. So Walking Dead is the best, like my best side of my collection, because I have almost everything. But now I'm behind soon to be 3 volumes of the trades. But then I get really bad. Like, I bought Saga of the Swamp Thing, and I put that on my shelf, and I'm like, well, let's take a look at what I have. I have like Nightwing Volume 1 from the New 52, never followed up on that. Batman the Dark Knight Volume 1, Night Terrors, what Devin's Comics Me reviewed. Neither of us ever followed up on that. And that's also his fault. He just insisted on buying stuff new. He did what I did. But I'm worse with it because I have I have a big collection, and it's all like number 1s, like volume 1s, like Ultimate Spider-Man. I have the first 4 volumes. I haven't even read the 4th volume. I have the Best of Spider-Man hardcovers, the Straczynski stuff. Well, I have the first one. I have access to buying the other ones for a reasonable price, and I just haven't. Saga. People are always like, yeah, you need to read Saga. Have you read Saga? I'm like, well, I read the first trade. And they're like, that's it? Because Volume 5's coming out. Hack and Slash. Only read the first volume. And mind you, I love these series, but I get caught up in other stuff. Which I shouldn't. See, I'm always jumping on the new thing and not following up on anything else. for instance, I think out of all of my superhero stuff, the only one I'm even close to being caught up on, and this is because I was reading the singles as well, it's Batman and Robin. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I read Punisher in the singles, and I never want to read that again. That was trash, but I just sort of give up on things and try out new things. And I really want to stick to things. You know, get the sequel stuff, like Hellblazer. I picked up Volume 2. Haven't gotten the chance to read it yet, but it is next on the read list. My Army of Darkness stuff, I'm about halfway done with collecting those. But like every time I look at my shelf, I look at like The Losers. I have book 1 of that. Loved it. It's one of the best comics I've ever read. Never read book 2. No, never ever have. And I'm like, okay, I need to finish book 2. I need to buy book 2. And I never do. See, it's stupid shit like this that I'm like, oh, I should read this, and then I don't. Like, I picked up Saga of the Swamp Thing. I really hope I pick up the other 5 volumes of that, but it's doubtful. I mean, I don't know what how I'm supposed to change things here, because, you know, I want to try out new stuff. But at the same time, I want to keep up with what I got. Like, I'd really like to catch up on Walking Dead. I mean, I finished All Out War, and I read half of whatever Volume 22 was, because it was picking up in singles. And, I mean, I got burnt out on it, but you shouldn't read Walking Dead one issue at a time, you know? So, I'd like to catch up on that. That wouldn't be that difficult to do. Like to finish up Saga. Saga, that'd be easy. Like, there's so many of these, like, trades. It'd be really easy to pick up all of them. But I don't. I mean, I do have my difficult stuff, like Punisher Max. I mean, I decided I had to get them all in hardcover. Well, I'm going to pay a pretty penny for volumes 4 and 5. And then I got Fear Agent. I decided to pick up the library edition of 1. Well, I got it for Christmas, technically. But now I need to get library edition 2. I think the only series that I've literally finished and have all of it is Sin City. I think that's it. Now, mind you, I do have my one-off stuff, like Watchmen and Year One and that sort of thing. But, you know, I need to fucking buckle down and actually, like, read my stuff for one thing. Because, like, that whole library edition of Fear Agent, haven't read it. Haven't touched it maybe twice, not counting the times I moved it from different shelves. But I've never, like, cracked it open and read any of it. I want to. It'll happen. But, you know, I think my whole thing now is, I've decided no more eBay for me for a long, long time. So now I can focus on picking stuff up in the wild. And that's probably going to be one of the things I pick up. Well, first I'm going to pick up your guys' all the stuff that I said I would in earlier videos. Then we're going to focus on finishing stuff. This is what I'm going to break something here. I'm going to finish off at least half of the series I have back there, or at least catch up on stuff. Because, I mean, there's some stuff that's hard to get, like Hack and Slash. There's several volumes that are slightly out of print. And I know there's the Omnibuy out there, but I don't really want those. Since I already have Volume 1, I just want to keep with that set. I don't want to do what I did with Sin City. So there's that. But let's give my final verdict here on this whole rant on myself. My final verdict is, people, if you ever are like, hey, I really want to finish this series, but I want to try out this new series, you should really finish off that other series. that you started. Because someday you'll end up like me, and then you're putting fucking ketchup on Star Wars Legacy or Star Wars Dark Times, picking up all the volumes, and they cost more because they're not being printed anymore. So anyway, guys, have a nice day.